Man, we are down in Sumner, Washington at the Nightmare on Main Street. It is probably the windiest day of the year.
It is. You guys, our tent is being blown everywhere. This is not ideal for recording a podcast, and also not ideal just for having a tent.
You know what? It's going to be great.
Yeah,
it's going to be fine.
I think we're going to end up like the Wicked Witch of the East, and our tent's just going to fly up like Dorothy's house.
Yep.
Hopefully
with us in it.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
I mean,
it'd be a fun ride.
Crossed.
Yeah,
it would be.
Fingers crossed.
It would be.
But yeah, so we're down here. We're taking people's spooky stories, and
There's a baby corgi that just walked by with bright blue eyes.
And a corgi in a
crown.
backpack.
I mean,
what's happening?
I'm here for the dogs.
I know. Lots of kids in fun costumes and all kinds of things. So,
yeah.
All right.
You got a joke for us right now?
I got a joke. Why don't monsters like to eat ghosts?
Why?
Because they taste like sheep.
Oh, I thought they were going to say they taste like boogers.
I mean, good one.
Oh. Well, hello and welcome to Lunatic Soup, the podcast where we go into all things wild, weird, and unknown. There's a train, Warrior House, Meg.
And I'm Raina, ready to rub some Lunatic Soup.
Let's go! Guest on today. This is Carl. Carl, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And you got a spooky story for us?
Yeah, it's about a Ouija board.
Oh boy.
I had some friends when I was a teenager, and Diane had this Ouija board. That's her real name. So anyway, so Diane, if you're listening,
sorry.
Validate this story.
Yeah.
So she was telling me that she has this Ouija board, and she says, but I cannot bring it to the apartment myself. I have to have somebody else bring the Ouija board over. And I was like, okay. So she brings it so it gets brought to the apartment, and as we were playing with started using it, I was mocking her as far as, why can't you bring it in the car with you?
As all of us would do the same thing.
Yeah.
That very split second, I mean, not less than a second later, there was a head-on collision straight up our stairs.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the lady in the minivan had just unbuckled her seatbelt and got hurt pretty bad. A drunk driver came across the lane and hit her, but it was literally the split second that I said, why can't you bring this with you in the car?
Oh my goodness.
And that ended that session.
Yeah.
We were no longer playing with it. And,
Yeah.
and it took like a week before somebody else came over to pick it up to take it. But I've never touched a Ouija board since.
That's like, we're pretty open about most tools to use to investigate. We will not touch Ouija boards.
Yeah,
That's
Ouija
the
boards are
one thing
just
I won't
things.
do.
I think they're so unknown too, and we have come across other like paranormal people who they do mess with the Ouija boards, and they say like if you do it properly, it's fine. It's too scary. It's not something I even want to think about.
Yeah, I don't. I told my kids about it, and it's like, they make their own choices. But myself, I will not touch one.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think
That's fair,
we've
especially
done the
after
same.
your experience.
Yeah, that's a
I mean, if it would have been, a little bit after, half hour after.
Right.
But the fact that it was literally the split second I said something and started mocking it that it happened.
Yeah.
1000%. Yeah.
Yeah.
We always say like there's no such thing as coincidences. So like that's something that people would be like, oh, that's a coincidence. But like everything sort of happens for a reason, and your words and that going together is like, nope, no, thank you. That's totally.
Yeah.
Oh man, well thank you for coming and telling us that. That was awesome. I love
Thank
that.
you for sharing. Appreciate that.
All right, that's it. Okay, so we are here with Allie. Allie, would you like to tell us your haunted or spooky story?
Yeah, sure. So when I was a little girl, I grew up in a house here in Sumner, over on Ryan Avenue, and my mom was constantly telling me that she'd seen a ghost. She saw my grandpa, or and she mentioned this little girl ghost a few times, and I just kept thinking, God, my mother is insane.
Yeah.
Like, okay, she's lost her marbles. I completely ignored everything that she talked about because ghosts are not real, right?
Yeah.
Well, I was left to babysit some of the kids that we were taking care of one night, and I looked over at the kitchen, and I just, out of the peripheral vision, I see the little blonde girl, and I just think it's the foster girl that we've been taking care of, and oh my gosh, you're supposed to be in bed. Like, what are you doing? And I chased her through the house, and I'm like, but when I get to the bedroom, she's asleep. She's dead asleep in a way that little kids don't know how to fake sleep, like the even breathing, the whole thing, and I realized, like, her hair's longer. Like, it's long, both got blonde hair, but this girl that I saw, she's got the longer blonde hair. She was wearing a white flowy nightgown. And the girl that I was in charge of, she was wearing a Barbie nightgown. And so completely different. And I'm just sitting there scratching my head like, what the heck just happened?
Yeah.
Okay, weird. So then next day I talked to my mom, like, hey, so that ghost you were talking about, like, what is she usually wearing when you see her?
Mm-hmm.
She's like, oh, she's always wearing a long white, like, we never talked about what she looked like. It was just a ghost. Yeah, she's got longer blonde hair and she wears a white flowy nightgown.
You're like,
Okay.
Oh my
It's really creepy. Don't like this.
yeah.
Right.
Also, I feel like for your mom too, it was probably super validating that it was like you saw the same thing she's been seeing. Because like, I think when you see a ghost for the first time or you experience something paranormal, like all you want is for like someone else to have seen it too, so you can be like, hey, I'm not insane. Like, you saw that. We saw that together.
I've stopped by that house a couple times.
Have you?
It's exchanged owners over the years. And I'm like, so have you experienced it?
Yeah. Has anybody ever?
He's like, well, I feel like, things move occasionally, or, whatever.
Interesting.
I feel like there's somebody there.
Wow.
And
But you actually saw her.
It's all good. Yes. This is how it
Well,
works.
thank you so much,
No,
Allie.
thank you. That was awesome. That's a fun one. I love that.
And it's local. That's what we love.
Yes, we love the local stuff.
And now we're joined by Mayru. Mayru, you got a story for us?
Yeah, a little one. Not super exciting, but I had a great aunt who lived in like Virginia in this like what was once a plantation.
Oh,
and then and her house she had like built, and it was all it was like full of like family heirlooms, like portraits of ancestors and like
Creepy as-
yeah.
So a place we'd all want to go hang out.
Yeah.
pretty
And
much.
we would go there a lot, and I think I was like 13 maybe, and we were there, it was the summer, and I was sleeping on a pull-out couch in the living room with my mom, and my sister and my grandma were sleeping in the back room. And I woke up and I thought my sister was standing over me, and I said, her name is Malika. I was like, Malika, what are you doing? And she didn't say anything, and so I followed her back to the back bedroom, and when I got there, she was in the bed
Asleep.
and then said in her sleep, where am I?
Oh my goodness.
And then I
just got full goosebumps, like-
ran back to the living
Yeah.
room and got back into the bed. Yeah. And that's my
Wow.
Again, you're like, that's not inside, but that is a good one.
That is a
We've
really good
never
one.
gotten a story like that.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Yeah, it was pretty creepy. And then afterwards I was like, didn't really want to sleep there anymore. But I had to I went back multiple years and nothing
Right.
else
Yeah.
weird happened.
So
but-
did your sister like wake up and ever say that she like?
No, she was like, what are you talking about? Like,
She had no recollection at all.
yeah.
Wow.
One of those portraits was in particular. Like, some of them looked like sort of friendly. And there's this one woman with like a ruffled collar, and like just this really weird,
And you got that like the
She's in the living room,
Yeah.
right? Just like over above.
Yeah.
interesting. But it is weird. Like when you wake up and you know that someone's like standing
Yeah.
over you, and like what like. I mean, that's a feeling of
Yeah, but I wasn't like scared in the moment. I
Right.
just like assumed it was her.
Right.
And then when it wasn't, I was like, oh my god,
Now I'm
what's
scared.
happening?
Now I'm actually scared.
Yes.
Okay, that was amazing. That was a really good one. That was solid. That was a fun one. I'm like, oh my gosh. Anything else before we stop recording?
Do you have one, Mom?
No.
Well. Okay.
All right.
Well, I actually have just a tad bit more.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
So the my aunt, like, our family hadn't been on this like weird plantation-y land for like a long time, but the people whose land she bought it from, the father of the family died because he was down in the field and just there was a windstorm and a tree branch fell.
Right by the slave
Oh,
quarters.
okay, he was right by the slave quarters.
There was actually a place on that land that was the slave quarters, and the younger sons had like turned it into kind of like hang out.
So it still had buildings.
Yeah,
One, like
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
and he was down there and then
right by it.
And the
yeah, and killed him. So the whole place is weird. We no longer own that.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
Just the history of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I would call that like
haunted.
Oh, for
haunted,
sure. I
like,
mean, we've done a few episodes
residual
on
energy.
plantations,
Yeah.
and obviously because the things that went on there
Yeah.
are like horrific. Like,
Yeah.
So, I mean, lots of energy, lots of things happen.
Yeah.
So that doesn't surprise me at all. But add in those antique
Yeah.
pictures and everything,
Yeah.
and that's You got a recipe for something great.
Oh my goodness.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. That was awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Give us a listen. We
Yeah.
have, I mean, we've been at it for so much on it.
All right, we are here with Sammy for our next story. So
Well, mine was on the Queen Mary ghost ship.
I just got a ringing in my ear as you started, and I feel like I know this is gonna be a good one. Continue.
It was one of those assisted haunted tours. So at that point in time, I was not really a big believer in the paranormal. I was like, oh, it'd be cool if that stuff actually existed.
Right.
Haha. And as a teenager, I was on my phone, so I got separated from the group, and the story they told us was at the swimming pool that there was like a kid that was murdered.
Yeah,
And
I know this
There
story.
was an aggressive ghost there, and I was just sitting here like, sure, okay. So, I'm all alone in this area on my phone, and I feel someone bump into me, and, I say sorry, because I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
It's my fault, obviously.
Yeah.
There's no one there. And I'm just sitting here like, I'm leaving this, so I just ran to my parents, and I was...
Oh my God! How old were you?
I was like 16 or something.
Okay, yeah, so you were terrified. You were
I
like,
was
what the hell?
terrified.
You
I
were
was
down
like,
by the
"Can
pool?
we-" Yeah.
Yeah, they say in that area they see wet footprints
Yeah.
regularly around that
There's
area.
also, I believe this is the right place, a ghost that like hates women.
Yeah.
Like doesn't like, or you hear like the footsteps running at you. Is that?
It might
No,
be
that's up in Michigan. That's
Oh,
a
it's in-
different one up in Michigan, but it's the same on most ships because ships were primarily male-dominated
Yeah.
jobs,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
And they do not like women there, so it's often when you go and investigate a ship, you will often get, we don't like you because you're a woman.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why women should always investigate ships.
It was extremely terrifying.
Also, I love your sweatshirt. She has one. It has skeletons on it and a moon. It says hexes on my exes.
I love it.
Fantastic.
I
That
love
is
it.
great.
And your hat too.
Oh,
Like
thank
your hat
you.
too,
Yeah, we like the
so.
whole thing. Well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us.
Yeah, no problem.
That was so fun. I mean, that's an experience. That's yeah. You probably didn't sleep for a while after that.
Yeah, no, I bought the book for the ghost stories. I was like, who else is here?
Yeah, yes. No, seriously though.
Yes.
That's so cool though. Like, and especially that's such a famous like haunted place, so it's cool to like get an experience there. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's totally haunted. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's what you get for not believing, you know?
Probably gonna save up money and go there on my honeymoon.
Yeah, good.
I love how you're
I
getting
love
married.
that.
We don't have a date set, but
But-
like,
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I want spooky, morbid, something terrifying.
I feel like that's a solid choice.
Yep.
Solid
Either that
choice.
or go to New Orleans.
He loves me because I'm reading true crime and
Yeah.
he likes horror, so it's
It's a
Match
perfect.
made
Yeah,
in
there you go.
heaven.
Go find some paranormal and ghost hunt. I think that's a fantastic idea.
love it.
Well, Sammy, thank you so much for coming on and telling your experience. All right. That was
Thank
so good. That was.
you.
I mean.
All right, we are now joined by Rebecca. Rebecca, you got a story for us?
I do. Okay, so my sister's mom landed in the hospital and she called my sister one day and was like, hey, I need a favor. I need you to go to my house and I need you to clean it. Otherwise, they're not going to discharge me from the hospital. So my sister shows up. She's ready to clean the house. And first thing she does is the bed, changes the sheets, and she starts on like a 3-day process of cleaning the house.
Okay.
Night one, she goes to bed and wakes up, and the lamp right next to her is on, about 3 in the morning. So she turns the lamp off, goes back to sleep, but when she wakes up in the morning, the lamp was back on. So this time she unplugged it and took it out of the room. And she started to kind of sense something is off here. The next night, the lamp was not there to turn on. My sister is asleep and at 3 o'clock in the morning is woken up by EMTs in her room. Her life button had been pressed. So because her mom is elderly and has one of those life buttons, the whole EMT team shows up. She's like, I didn't press the button. I don't know what's going on.
I was just
So
asleep.
they searched the house and they found it in the living room. And they're like really surprised because it takes a lot of force and effort
To push
It has
it.
to be an intentional
Yes.
press.
So now my sister's like, okay, this is bullshit. You're getting out.
Yes.
So she makes her own holy water, whatever you want to call
Yeah,
it, pray
yeah.
over it, sprayed it all around the house and said, you need to get out. The next night at 3 a.m., she's woken up again. Something is knocking on the window outside her bedroom door. So it's now been banished out of the house.
She got it out. She
She got it out, but it's still kind of there.
Oh, that would freaking terrify me.
So fast forward, she cleans the house, mom comes home, everything is going well, But she says, Melanie, I have to thank you so much. But you did something more. You did like a spiritual cleansing of the house. Like it feels different.
Wow.
So she had no idea that any of that experience had happened, but she could still
tell.
feel the energy.
So she must have been having her own experiences without probably saying much, but like was, wild. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's really fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that was awesome. Well, thank you so
And
much.
nothing in the house since. Everything's been fine in the house since.
Everything has been fine.
Where did you say this was?
This happened in Rohnert Park, California, Sonoma County.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. I didn't know if it was somewhere like, I don't know, near the Appalachians.
Appalachians?
With the outside knocking always freaks me out a
Oh,
little
yeah.
bit. Like, you never know
Yeah.
around there. Very creepy. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. That was awesome. We appreciate you sharing that with us.
Okay. I definitely want to check out your...
What's going? Okay. All right. We are sitting here with Michael, who I happen to know. He is one of my best friend's husbands and also might be my neighbor.
We've never referenced him before.
Only a few times. Yeah, we have. Yes, we have. But Michael has a few paranormal stories that I know about because I have been friends with him for a long time. But we've convinced him to come on and tell us one experience.
Come on, Michael.
So what do you got for us?
All right. This happened, a couple years ago? During the summertime, and we were at Long Beach. We decided to go for a drive at night.
Well, you're getting like the goosebumps already?
And if anybody know what a 2002 excursion with the diesel, you know how loud it is, And we were driving on the beach, and it's kind of like foggy, and I didn't think anything of it. And I believe we go on the beach about like 3 miles.
Hang on, pause for 1 second. Continue.
Yeah, we was beach about 3 miles, and then we didn't think anything of it, and we just like, nobody's out here. It's dark. It's around maybe 11:30 or so. And all behold, it appeared to us, it's like, all of a sudden we think, hey, there's somebody walking with funny looking lantern. It's like, and then I didn't think anything of it, so I just drove my excursion. I figured they would walk away, because that dang thing is so loud.
Right.
And all behold, we come up to them and they give us that blank look. And of course, we all look at them, and then I make a comment to my wife, like, ooh, those are some old boots, And then I realized both of my dogs all suddenly was like, usually they'll see somebody, they'll start barking.
Yeah, they go crazy.
Yeah, and my dog was just like silent, and then we stare at these people like an old man and his wife, I think. They're in like a raincoat, which is like, seriously? It's in the summertime. I wouldn't think anything of it. And the funny thing is, like, my wife was mentioned about something like, why are they looking at us and like that? And I looking at them, I was like, I'm glad they didn't cuss at us.
Yeah.
Because like, if you drove by somebody that close with that excursion, they will freak out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I look at them, he just look at me and is like, and then we just pass by each other. And I was like, why are they have funny looking clothes, know?
Is it like old-fashioned clothes?
Yeah, and then their boot is like, I never even seen those before.
Yep.
Wow.
Like old fishermen. That's like, are you serious? Like, this is,
Weird.
Yeah. And then of course, we drove past them, and then also like, we couldn't, nobody's like cussing at us, so it was like, no, we gotta go kind of head back. And then my wife make a comment like, there's no footprint.
Yeah, from where they were.
And then we was like,
You went into a time slip.
I don't know, but that's when it's like, all suddenly I was like, honey,
Oh my
I'm gonna
gosh.
back up and I'm not gonna go anymore. And then we came back, we drove back, and then we were thinking about, we'll see somebody footprints, because like,
Right.
this is a beach. And then we double back and we can see a tire track, but we didn't see any footprints.
Yeah.
And that was like, oh.
You went into it. This is recorded. People have gone into these time slips where they're walking through the park, and all of a sudden there's people in Victorian clothing walking by.
Yeah.
And they look at each other like,
Yeah.
what are you, like, what is this?
Yeah.
And then they come back.
Yep. And I think we experienced that
wild.
at Long Beach.
And you guys have had a few experiences.
Yes.
Like, what, you had something else happen, like in your car, like with your radio.
Yes.
When we were leaving Seabrook, we were on a trip together, and you had
Yeah.
something happen.
Yeah, I'm
But what? You don't want to tell it?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all Michael's got.
I have
But
a fire pit,
yeah.
and you're going to tell me.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I want to hear it.
He's got some good ones. But Michael, thank you for telling
Thank
us.
you,
We
Michael.
appreciate you. You're the best. And then testing 1, 2. Okay, that's going.
All right, we on.
Yep. All
All right. We are joined by Fiona. Fiona, you got a story for us?
Yes, I do. And thank you for having me on your show.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
Yeah, it was a very beautiful. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Beautiful, creepy, but cool.
We love it.
Beautiful and creepy. I think that's what we're going for.
I know. That's what we'll take. We love that.
Thank you. So, I grew up in Germany, and so my grandfather, he passed away in 1986, and he gave me a beautiful German Kugelclock. Because
Okay.
in Germany, that's a thing, Kugelclock.
It is.
Yes,
I
yeah.
have 2 of them.
Oh,
my family's
really?
German. Yes.
Oh my gosh,
Yes, I know
that's
exactly
cool.
which kind you're talking about
That-
too.
Yeah.
And it rings, and the
Yep.
little people go
Yep.
around, and so he passed away in 1986, and I moved to California. I turned 9 years old by myself. I was playing with my dolls in a room, and the birthday party was in the backyard, but I was by myself, and I was getting ready. I turned 9, and the same Kugelclock was hanging in my room, and it hasn't gotten used in like years. Like there was even like little cobwebs on it and everything. And all of a sudden, it just went cuckoo, 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 and the little people went.
You started going around.
I was there was no batteries in it, and it was just. It creeped me out, made my hair stand. I got
Yeah.
scared. I ran out of the room.
That was-
I'm like, what is it?
Yeah.
And so my mom tells me it's your grandfather.
Yeah.
Visiting you because
Yeah.
he gave you that Kugelclock for
Yes.
your birthday, and it was. I was like, oh my gosh.
Like
yeah.
gives you the goosebumps, but also it's like reassuring because you're like, okay, it's just my grandfather. Like could be,
Yeah.
could be worse, but at
Yeah.
the same time, like that's so fun though.
And
like,
I feel like it was my grandfather because I mean, who else can it be?
Right.
Because that house I lived wasn't. I feel like when it's haunted, it wasn't.
Yeah.
So
It wasn't. So it was someone visiting you.
it was someone visiting me.
Yeah.
That is
And,
so
and I guess
cool.
I was 9 years old. I was young.
Saying
you know,
happy
young little
birthday.
kid. Yeah, saying happy birthday.
But that is special though. That's amazing.
And it never worked after that. Like after that,
that
It was
one
the
time.
one time.
it
Yeah.
was just one of those things that are decorated, and they didn't really put it to work or anything.
That is so cool. That's a good
That's a
story.
great
That one, but
story,
I also
yeah.
love that it is like
Yeah.
probably your grandpa and saying hi, but then also like
Yeah.
was probably terrifying in the moment.
Yeah, it was terrifying. I ran out of the room.
Yeah, you're like, what the
Yeah.
hell? Yeah.
And so it went, little dolls were going
Yep.
around and was making some sounds. It was a really old cuckoo clock, and I know that in my heart, even now,
Yeah.
it is my grandfather.
Yeah.
So
That is awesome.
yeah,
Do you
thank
still have that clock?
No, I don't. I have no idea what happened to it.
Yeah.
Both my parents are diseased, and maybe from moving around a lot.
Yeah, I just got rid of it.
Just-
Yeah.
but it was real old.
Yeah.
It was from Germany, so
That's
yeah.
crazy. Well, that's awesome. Thank you for
Thank you
sharing that.
so
That was
much.
such a good one. I love
Thank
that.
you.
Thank you.
All right, so we are here with Angel, and Angel, you have a paranormal story for us.
Yeah, I got a few.
Okay, let's go.
for it.
So probably from the time that we were probably younger, around 5 going on, we've lived on and off different homes, rough childhood, kind of things like that. So my brother has been being followed by a little girl.
That's you, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've had everything from having closets opening to seeing shadows moving around, full body apparitions, the whole 9 yards.
Okay, so and this child has followed you around since you were kids?
Yeah, well, mainly me.
You.
The first time I've ever experienced it, I used to wake up having night terrors, and just experiencing, just feeling like someone's always in the room with me.
Yeah.
And one night, because I would always cry and run my brother at the time, and I had one night woken up and was calling my mom. Instead of my mom's voice, it was another voice speaking back to me. And ever since that experience, it's just followed me, and it's like the more I talk about it, it gives it like that power.
Yeah.
So it wasn't necessarily a doppelganger talking back. It was
We think it's a mimic.
A mimic.
You think it is a mimic?
Gosh.
Yeah. So
We've talked about mimics. Yeah.
yeah, so we have a few other things like sometimes I'll see like other people and other things walking around.
Yeah.
Cats usually too.
Yeah, like ghost cats.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And they say that I'm schizophrenic, but I mean, the things that I'm seeing and the things that I'll see, it doesn't seem like it's normal.
Right.
Even in my apartment, we'll have, objects moving in one place to another. We'll hear the doors knocking.
Yeah.
Like somebody's trying to get into the door. And we had a dog at one point.
Uh-huh.
His name was Thor.
Yep.
And I was sleeping in the bed with my partner, and I heard a knock at the door.
Mm-hmm.
And my dog was already at the door, and he was kind of pushing me away from the door, which was kind of weird.
Yeah.
So, and he's just a kid, like he's just a baby.
Yeah.
So it was kind of weird to see that happening, and he wouldn't let me open the door. So we had everything from, I've had scratch marks on me, I've had handprints.
Do you guys feel like your family, I feel like there's something with your family that is there something that you guys know about that could have something to do with it, or?
My father was adopted.
Yeah.
And then even then, his brother passed away in a tragic accident.
Yeah.
He was basically buried alive during a construction accident.
Oh.
So that's what his nickname is after, Tony.
Okay.
So
yeah.
There's a bunch of incidences with my family, like conspiracies and stuff.
Yeah.
So we've been, when I'm telling you we've been followed, it's been like I want to say karma, but it's not even karma. It's
But
like
it's not
curse.
from you.
Like
I was
curse,
gonna say
yeah.
curse. I didn't want to put that word out
Yeah.
there.
But like
that's
that
what
something
it feels
happened like almost in your family bloodline
Yeah.
where it's like you
Like
guys
a
are like
traditional curse.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, the crazy thing is, we had my grandmother was taking care of, I think she was a family member, I don't remember, but she told my grandmother that to tell the kids something, I don't even know what it was, but she died with whatever.
Oh, it was my our grandfather's mother, and she died with that.
With like a secret that maybe could be a reason of what.
Yeah, and then what's even crazier is my cousin, she got killed in a tragic accident as well. She was the only one who passed away. She so they were basically they were doing a haunted town, kind of like a ghost town, and when they were coming back from there, the guy was kind of really tired and he kind of passed a red light, and the semi-truck hit them, basically, and the car rolled over, and I guess she hit her head somehow or something.
Yeah.
But we've had everything from, I don't know if I can say drug overdoses or anything.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
We've had everything from, we've had everything from drug overdoses to tragic accidents to freak accidents to random things. I feel like my family is pretty much cursed, and me being kind of sensitive and aware of certain things.
Yeah.
I've started picking up on more stuff, and I've been working on it. So we've had issues where I've had marks on me, like I said before.
Yeah.
I've seen people kind of standing near me.
Yeah.
Everything from, older people, like things that you wouldn't recognize now, to even now people. I saw this person earlier, about a couple of years ago. I thought that I was sitting next to somebody.
Yeah.
And again, they've diagnosed me with schizophrenia, which I don't believe in.
Yeah.
But I was having this full-on conversation with somebody, and they were talking about how they were hit by a car recently, and how, they've just gotten out of the hospital and everything else. And I noticed this lady across the way, she was looking at me kind of strange, talking to this person.
Yeah.
And when I looked back, I started noticing something like marks and stuff on the person, and then it was kind of gone.
God. Okay. Well.
Wow.
It's like I almost wonder if you also have like your family line also is medium ability, like you guys are able to connect to the other side easier.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, Tony's thing, something weird happened to me, and I'm not usually a ghost bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was doing kind of visualization to try and put like a net of gold around these two.
Yes. Yes.
Try and protect them from stuff. That night I had this really weird dream about this little girl, like almost a baby, talking to me, and I got really, really like intense and into it, and I woke up and I was strangling Angel.
Yeah.
My name's Amber, by the way. And then I was hearing kind of the feelings from the ghosts afterwards.
Wild.
So, like, I don't exactly hear voices, but I get
Yeah, you get feelings. Yeah.
So you guys are blood related.
No, they're my partner. So
Okay. Your brothers and partner. Okay.
whoever's with us usually amplifies whatever's there. So even if they don't believe, they start to believe after a while, because they'll see stuff. Like, we've been in accidents, like close to accidents.
Yeah.
Even on accidents. He when we were younger, we got hit head on by a car.
Yeah.
And he busted his lip pretty bad, opening it up. Yeah, he has a whole scar and stuff.
Gosh.
And he was the only one, and my grandfather was hurt, but I wasn't hurt at all.
You were protected.
It was something
Wild.
weird. Yeah.
You guys got something like that. That's insane. Like,
Yeah.
to think that your family line, there's something somewhere along that where you guys are.
Yeah.
I actually have a theory.
Yeah.
Please.
So we're all autistic.
Yeah.
I'm officially diagnosed. These two aren't, but I recognize the signs.
Right.
I think the autism is just another word for psychic.
I agree. So I'm ADHD, like yes, and I do. There's so many things that have shown that, like, having like a neurodivergency does open you up to this stuff more. And I think, and we've talked about that on the podcast a lot. A lot of times when we talk to people who are mediums or have like the ability to connect to the other side, they have their autistic or ADHD or like on the spectrum in some way. And it just activates a different part of your brain that the general public might not have. And
I mean, it seems to come from trauma usually.
Yeah, 1,000%, yeah.
And that's what my family has, is
lots of
continuous trauma. I guess if you want to go from paranormal to almost extraterrestrial kind of thing, I've seen people that don't even look like people. I can feel people sometimes that are
not from like this dimension or like realm.
Yeah, they don't feel real. I mean, even walking in the street right now.
Yeah, you can sense it. Yeah. Well, and they say that they're around all the time.
They're all here. They're all here. I don't think personally that extraterrestrials are from outer space.
No.
At all. They're
No.
from here. They're just different.
They're not
almost,
human.
It's almost like the Anunnaki. That's what they're.
Interesting. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
So,
a very good comparison.
I believe.
And I met so many people who feel like they don't belong here.
Yeah.
And I kind of wonder if they don't.
There's only
interesting,
and that's where I take humans and human beings. There are humans who just like TVs. They just walk around and you just see them flashing.
Yeah.
Human beings are aware. They hear. They see. They
the
feel.
awareness. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's a really cool theory. Like saying it like that. That's wild. Okay.
And the Anunnaki. I mean, if you really think about it, it's a war.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Between the reptilians, if you really call it reptilians.
Yeah.
It's more like fallen angels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People who were already here before. In Halo, is a video game.
Yes.
They call them Forerunners.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the Hollywood agreement is basically everything that's been talking about.
Right.
So.
That is so cool though. That's
you would love to talk to my friend Jeff.
Yeah, that's like your guys' experience though. That's we appreciate you sharing it and like letting our listeners hear it. And I don't know, I hope you guys.
I can even tell you guys about. I have premonitions sometimes.
Yeah.
When I'm sleeping.
Yep.
Almost like deja vu moments.
Yeah.
So
and you're like seeing future stuff.
Yeah. Sometimes it's weird because it's all jumbled up.
Yeah.
It's never making sense or clear. Like,
wild.
I'll be in, like right now, I'll have moments where I'm like, oh, somebody said something. I've already been here doing this before.
Yeah.
And so I already know that I've been here doing this. It's a continuous cycle.
And, yeah, it is. And I just had an astrology reading done, and it was, they told me they're like, of all your life cycles, this is one, like this current one I'm in is like, I'm currently on the path of what I'm supposed to do. In the last couple lifetimes, I didn't accomplish that. But it's like that same thing. You've been here before. You've done this. It's like you're doing it again.
We're serving a sentence. We've all done crimes. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
And those of us who are awake, it's because we already been here through it before.
Right.
I mean, your eye colors will tell you the same thing. I mean, everything from your hands to the way you talk.
Yeah.
It's all been here before.
Yeah.
So.
Wild.
Yep, that's us.
Yep.
That's us.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate you guys. That was so cool. Like, such a fun thing. And feel free to, like, write in if you have anything that happens. Like, we love getting people's stories to share.
Yeah.
Like, we'll read it out on air or whatever, but, like,
Thanks for trusting us, because I know sometimes that's very difficult
It
to
just
share.
feel weird.
Yeah, but we appreciate it. Like, honestly, and it's such a cool, like, you guys have insane experiences and insight. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing.
You guys want to do a collaboration again?
Yes. No, absolutely. Like, we'll
find you.
Yeah, find us and DM us, and we have emails
Amber,
too.
Angel,
Tony.
Tony, yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day. What was your name again? Sorry.
Nicole.
Nicole. All right. So we are here with Nicole, and Nicole is a medium and has some stories that she would like to share with us.
Yes, I would love to. Well, the first experience I ever had, I was 3 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So it was in this really scary haunted lake house in Clear Lake, which is like not far from here in Washington State. And I remember this woman, she was very aggressive, very angry, and I would lay in bed at night and she would come in my room. And she was this really tall, dark shadow. So for like a 3-year-old, that's absolutely
Terrifying.
Terrifying. Like,
I mean, I feel like you'd be terrified even.
right, I mean, right? And it's like you, at this point, you don't know, is it a shade, which is kind of friendly, or is it a shadow figure, which is kind of not?
Yeah.
But then what also like emphasized it for me is that like my dog would be outside the window and barking and clawing
like
to get in. Yeah, trying to get in to protect me.
Wild.
And so she would push me down the stairs like it was poltergeist activity that was going on.
This
It
wasn't
was
the old hag or anything
No,
like that.
this
was
was
a
like-
different entity altogether.
Absolutely. This was super negative, like really wanted to do some harm. And especially if it's a child, right?
Right.
Like,
No,
you
that's
know,
super
That's
malicious.
like
Yeah.
kind of across the board. And
like we don't do like that's kind of we don't. It's kind of like the mafia, right? Like you don't touch.
Yeah. You don't touch the kids. You leave the kids out.
You leave children out of it.
Yeah.
But like there was one day, my mom can validate this. She was homesick, and there was an old wood stove, the kind that like had this latch that latched up and then latched down and would like pull open. And she's laying there, and the fireplace is going. It's like a nasty fall day, and she's sick, and I'm playing with my Barbies. Well, it goes like unlatches open. The fire is blazing, trying to come out of the fireplace. And then it slams shut and goes and like locks itself. My mom's like, "Hey, we're leaving. Like we are getting the heck out of here." Yeah. It was a nasty house, and they redid the house, but they did not redo the detached garage where she committed suicide in.
Oh.
So every time I drive by that house, I'm like, "What did you do, man? Like you."
Right. So that's what you think it was someone? It was someone who committed
I think
suicide.
it was her.
Yeah.
And I think she had a negative attachment with her that like assisted with the suicide, like that went to like another level.
Some sort of penance for her.
Something.
Yeah.
But it was like really negative. It was not good. And then so I shut down.
Yeah.
Like I really shut down.
Yeah.
I didn't start up until I was probably 8 when I experienced a death that was really close in the family, and then I started to open up again, but I started to get anxiety and panic attacks.
Yes.
Right, which is very, as you know, it's very common. We don't listen to spirit. We don't listen to what's coming through.
Yeah, they like to mess with you. And you shut it down for too long, and then they're like, "It's happening."
Yeah. So I shut that down, and then it wasn't until my early 20s, I graduated college, my first job. I was living in this apartment, and I was laying in bed, and I was on the top floor, and I had the window slightly open because it was a summer day, so it was just like I could listen to the fountain outside.
Yeah.
So I'm laying there, and I hear all of a sudden this water rushing, and it's like so real, and it's rushing and rushing and rushing and rushing in my sink. And then I start to hear what sounds like children screaming, running outside my door.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, that's weird. So I go to move, I can't move. So I was sleeping like on my side, like on my stomach, and like my face was kind of pointed up towards the left. And I go to move, and I can't move, and all I can move are my eyes. And so I move my eyeballs up, and there's this gigantic dark energy like figure above me, and I could feel it go in my, like I have chills talking about it right now. It went in my body. It took control of all of it. I could literally feel it taking my muscles. I could feel it around my heart center. But like I literally could feel like my heart center beaming out to like not let it in there.
Yeah. So it was a sleep paralysis demon.
It completely was.
Oh
and so,
my God.
And so I kept laying there, and I hear like something above me. And I just started going in my head because I couldn't even talk. Right. Like at all.
Yeah.
And I just went, get out of me, get out of me, get out of me, get out of me, get out of me. Well, then I start to hear what sounds like helicopter. Like, have you ever seen the movie Black Hawk Down?
Yes.
Like, it's real, like helicopters, like desert storm. Like, it's like sounds like that. Like, whoosh, 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 right above me. And then it turned to wings. Like these gigantic wings. And I work a lot with like Archangel Michael.
Yes.
So like there was like these wings that were just happening. And
like,
literally, I'm not kidding you, it felt like somebody took their hands and grabbed whatever was in me by the ankles, ripped it out, threw it out the open window, like the cracked door that I had, and threw it out. And I was like, okay. And then kind of calmed down, kind of chilled. The rushing of the water stopped. The screaming of the children in the hallway stopped. Like, all of that stopped. And I'm a smoker, right? Like, I smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
So I'm like shaking. It's like 2 a.m. I'm like, I really need to go on my balcony and have a cigarette.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that, and I look up, and I can see the entity perched. Like, I could see its legs, its arms, its head, like, perched. And, like, I clearly was something was demonic if it could do that possession.
Right.
I don't think it was, like, a bug art. Like, you know, because bug arts are, like, they're nasty.
Yeah.
Like, they're nasty little real things that look like golems.
Yes.
But, like,
It's
no.
not going to possess you.
No. It's not going to possess. It's going to do nasty things.
Did it have wings?
Possess you. No. It did not have wings. It did not. If it did not show them to me.
Okay.
But it was just, like, perched there, like sitting, and I could see it because the moon was out, so I could see its silhouette.
God.
And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I couldn't sleep there for a good 2 weeks, like that. And this was before I knew about any protections, any cleansing, any saging. Like, I just hadn't really tapped into that. And then a couple years after that, I tapped into my mediumship and started to learn grounding, learn centering, learn protection.
But isn't it what I feel like as a medium, like, you experience all the scary things that then all of a sudden you're like, okay, something more is going on. I should probably try and figure out why this is happening to me. Or like, that was similar to what happened to me. And and it's like, that's when you're like, okay, maybe I have something else happening. I have something else going on.
You're like, what's wrong with me?
What's wrong with me?
Yeah, and
what's
it's like,
happening?
I mean, it's like I have ADHD. Okay, I take medication, right? I mean, I feel like you're more open to that. And it's like,
1000%.
I go to a doctor routinely, and I've told these stories to them. They're like,
Well, they're just going to tell you that something's wrong with you.
I know.
Yeah.
They're like, you need to go to church and go to therapy.
Yeah,
I'm like, right, okay,
that's not happening.
We're going a little bit off there. No, and it's crazy. This last week, I think I've done like 10 readings. I was on an airplane coming back from Vegas last week, and I turned to the stewardess and I go, "Who's Ida?" And she's like, "Oh, it's my great grandmother, like on somebody's side." I have no idea. The name just came, and
But
I was
that's what I'm very name based, and I feel like it's
Yeah.
very everyone. You know, mediums are very different, but mine's the same. I get names. Names
Yeah.
are like what I will know, like the first thing. That's like
which can be kind of rare.
But
for a medium.
Well, it is. It's rare, but it's also like confusing because you're
Yes.
just like you get a name and you're like,
Yes.
I don't know why I know this. Like,
Yes.
who am I talking to? What's happening?
Exactly, exactly.
Okay.
And so I did a reading with her a couple days ago because I gave her my card and I was like, hey, if you want, I'll be happy to give you a reading. We can explore more because obviously you need to do your job and I'm not going to sit here and talk about your dead great grandmother on the airplane.
Right.
So she had contacted me. And then after our reading was done, it was an amazing reading. We pulled through some really great spirits stepped forward that were like really great and communicative. But then towards the end, she was talking and she's like, what's so funny and weird? She goes, a couple nights before I contacted you, she goes, I had a dream where it was so real. She was like, I was in my house, but it wasn't my house, but it was. And all of the furniture and pieces were levitating. And it was like a negative energy. And she goes, and then I turn and you're standing there in my dream. Like, this is a perfect stranger, right? Like, I just meet her on the plane, give her my card. We maybe have talked for 10 minutes total. And then she's like, I see you, and you're right there, and you made it stop. And I was like, well, I do banishings, too, because I'm a witch. So.
Well, there you go. Yeah, but holy.
It was so crazy.
But that is wild. Okay, well, I mean, I feel like we need to talk more. If you'd ever be interested in coming on the podcast and doing an episode and a card, and I would love to get a reading from you.
I would.
Like,
I'd love to get a reading. Yes, absolutely. So I'd love to. I appreciate you guys letting me sit down and chat.
No way. I mean, we appreciate you just sitting down. I think we talk a lot on the podcast, and you're definitely more into your mediumship than I am. Like, I'm not only like a couple years in of like really like acknowledging it and like but you know what I'm saying, like it's like the first step is like you're like, okay, this is what
it's weird and uncomfortable
and just like figuring it out as it goes. But we talk a lot how we would love to just like speak to someone else who might have different like thoughts and opinions and talk about like demons and how you think that those relate if you yourself are not like someone who is a religious.
Not necessarily. I used to be. Growing up.
That was us too. Yeah.
Really was. How it got a bad taste.
Yeah. Yep. That's
in my mouth.
Yep.
I mean, I now call myself like what would be a Christian witch because I not only do I work with other deities from other pantheons and stuff, I still do like have this attachment to like
when you grow up with it, like. That's just how it is.
Yeah, there's just this is. I mean, and I'm like a huge
Archangel Michael.
Yes,
That's who I,
exactly.
yeah.
Yes,
That was actually how we like ended up meeting, was because I had something in my house. It was like we're not meeting, but like how we got close and we went and like Archangel Michael, and it was a whole thing.
Check this out, and so I did.
Yeah,
and we got rid of it, but it was like it was not good.
No, it's not. It's not, and it's better when there's multiple, people in the living that can move something like that on.
Right, and that was, we did it together, and like I said, she was more into it at the time than I was, and she helped me, and we were like, all right, let's get this shit out of my house.
No,
because
absolutely.
It was not good.
Yeah, any banishings or dare I say would go to that extreme of an exorcism, you should never do alone.
No, 1000%.
Like that should be. You need like a community, at least two people
to be with. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my understanding in the witchcraft community.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've done banishings before.
Right.
I've done that. I've helped move people on.
Right.
Like to the light. Like I've done it only twice. I'm not gonna say, oh, I do it all the time.
No.
I've only experienced it twice.
Yeah.
And it's a really, really crazy experience to feel that you like just can't explain that angelic.
Yeah, because you're literally like helping someone, which is insane. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wild.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
But
I have so many questions.
I know. Well, we have your information. We're gonna reach out. But thank you so much for sharing this. You're amazing for sitting down with us.
You guys are awesome.
Yes.
No, thank you.
And you too.
Can you open?
All right, we are here with Elena. Elena, you want to tell us your spooky story?
Yeah, so this is when I was traveling across the country. I was it was 2021, I believe. I just moved to Colorado for the winter.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got to my temporary job, I moved to a different housing situation.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment I got there, the night I was there, I just had like this feeling that I was being watched from outside.
Yeah.
But I looked out and there was no one there.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, I wasn't being watched. The room below me was being watched. I don't know how I knew that.
You knew it.
I got a good sense that was happening.
Yeah.
So it was, and this is happening for like days on end. I didn't think much of it, but like as I stayed there longer, I got the sense that it was a male figure, and that he was just standing there. Like I didn't sense his movements and all that, but I could tell he was staring at the room right below me. I come to find out like a good 3 months later, sometime in about March or April.
Yep.
That the chef's assistant, I believe it was staying in the room below me, and she was talking to, I believe it was her boyfriend at the time, about how this guy who's not there is staring at her in her window, but he's not there. Yeah.
Oh, so she knew too that there was some entity watching her.
Yeah, I overheard this, and I was like, wait, you know about him? The look she gave me was of abject horror. She thought she was going insane.
Well, yeah, of course. But
She
then
must
you
have felt relieved too with the validation.
like
Yes.
yeah, but you then knew it was like for her. She's probably like, okay, I'm not insane. Like
But I think she was telling everyone this, and it was just like, people were just like, yeah, okay,
Yeah,
sure. But the
okay.
moment I said something, like, the deer in headlights,
Yeah.
she was gagged.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
have you ever experienced something like that yourself? Like, I mean, not experiencing yourself as in, like, known something like that? Like, as in you might have, like, an ability yourself, like a medium ability or something where you knew that it was a man standing there watching her? Like, like a knowing of that
Or
before?
was that the first
time?
It's happened several times before.
Yeah.
During college, before college, even after college.
Yeah.
It's gotten to the point where, like, it's been on and off, but, like, I haven't really, like, sensed any spirits, more so like people's like energies and emotions.
Right.
So you have mediumship abilities that
You just probably haven't tapped into them yet. If you whether you want to or not.
It's been on and off.
Yeah.
Like, when I get into them, but when I don't, I don't. So it's like one of those things. Like one of the houses I lived in, like when I was in elementary school, was what used to be a I believe it was a elderly nursing home.
Oh wow.
So it was. So the moment I stepped in there, it was for sure haunted.
They had a bunch of stuff going on.
And you know it too. When you step into those places and you can sense that, you know it right away.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think you probably have like definite medium abilities happening, and it's just if you decided to tap into them one day, you might like, because it is like we have the same kind of thing, and it's like on and off depending on like how much you're paying attention or how much you decide you want to turn it on. But like, if you ever tapped in, you might be like,
be prepared.
Be prepared.
Yeah.
Because it feels like, I mean, you knowing that and she already had that feeling is wild. Like, you picked up on that, and that's insane.
I'm glad I was there to help someone not feel less crazy.
Right. Yeah. No, that is. And at the end of the day, when you do experience something like that, you do feel crazy. And like when someone else can validate that for you, you're like, okay, it's not just me. I'm not insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like maybe we're both insane together. Who knows?
Maybe everybody's insane. Maybe we're the weird ones.
Well,
We're
we
the
are.
normal ones. We're
maybe-
the normal ones.
Maybe.
I like that.
Well, it is why we call ourselves the lunatics, because
It is.
you know we're just the
We're trying
lunatics.
to make it a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Give it that Halloween Town vibe. I love.
Yes, the lunatics. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. That was
Yes.
so
Of course.
cool. That was so
Thank
fun.
you.
We loved it.
That was a
awesome.
good one. Thank
that
you
was
so
awesome.
much.
Of course.
Okay.
All right, next we are here with Patty. Patty, thank you for coming to talk to us today.
Of course.
So, yeah, what's your paranormal story?
Okay, so it's not mine. It's actually my creepy kid.
Yes.
He was like around 5 years old, maybe a little bit younger than that. We were at a fair, and he went. It was closing. It was about to close, and he went into the mirrors, and we let him go by himself, which is kind of messed up. But we were standing outside watching, and he was like kind of lost in there. And finally he comes out, because we were going to go in and try to get him, and he finally comes out, and we start walking away, and he reaches his hand down. He's like, I want to go back. We're like, you want to go back? And he's like, yeah. He's all, Grandma's in there, which is my mom that had passed away. He never met her. He was little. And I was like, what? And then my husband was like, Grandma was in there. He said, yeah, she helped me get out. Oh, I got cold chills right now thinking about it.
This is this gentleman right here?
Yep.
That guy.
Little, yeah.
Oh my God.
It was
What did you guys do? Were you just like?
I was just like, my husband says he doesn't remember it. I don't know why but he was holding him.
He probably purposely blocked it out. It's like typical.
Yeah, he was little enough because he was holding him when we were leaving, and he wanted to go back. And he was like, I want to go back. It's like, so he's never met my mom.
Yeah.
She passed away before any of my kids were born.
Yeah.
But I talk about her, and he knows Grandma Linda, and and he said that. So that was one of them. And then a little bit down the line, I think he was probably about maybe a year later, 6.5 or so. It was just me and him alone in my apartment, and he walks out with his head down like to the side like this. And I looked at him, I was like, what's wrong? And he's like, and he goes like this. He points his hand out, and I was like, he's pointing to his room, and I was like, what? He's all, there's a lady in my room. And I was like, well, what do you mean? Yeah, there's a lady on my bed. And I was like, let's go. And I was gonna leave. I called my best friend, and I was like, oh my God, my son. I was just standing there in the kitchen. I was like, Lorenzo just told me there's a freaking lady in his room. She's all, get the fuck out.
Yeah, right?
And I was like, oh my God. I don't remember what I did. I just remember I was like,
freaked out.
He always, and just, okay, so the other day too, this was, we used to live in California. Nothing's ever really happened after that. The other day, I was out on my balcony. It was just me and him home alone again. And we were on my balcony, and I walked in. No, he comes out over there, and he's, Mom. And I was like, what? He's all, somebody just touched me like that, and I turned around, and nobody was there. I thought it was you. Because I always do that.
Yeah.
And mess with them and stuff. This was just the other day.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's the only one, nobody else in my family or anything.
Will say this, that there is a chance that he might have like medium abilities to connect to the other side. Yeah. And he's just, it's like the beginning, and it might go away and it might not, but just like, be open to it as he gets older, because if he continues to experience stuff, like it's one of those things that is scary, but also like once you're a part of it is not so scary. You just have to like,
it's better to foster it.
Yeah. Better to foster it. But so just keep it in mind.
Yeah.
And if it keeps happening, that might be what that is.
I feel like, he's the only one, and it was like,
I've
never had really anything. I mean, you hear something knock over or whatever, and you always want to, well, that must be this or that,
Yeah, you always rationalize it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you always make excuse, but nothing's really ever happened.
Yeah.
To me or anybody else or my other kids, because I have 2 other kids.
Yeah.
It's always him.
And that
got a gift.
Yeah, that's what makes me think too. It's like he has a gift, and like it's something that like it might be something they always say like kids are much more open to these things, and then as they get older, sometimes it goes away. But like for both of us, I think, well, especially me, it was something I had as a kid, and then it went away, and then it came back as an adult.
Oh, it
and
did?
it was, yeah. And so just keep an open mind, and if he continues to say stuff, like support him the best way you know how.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was
just like,
wait and see. Yeah, because it is
that,
creepy.
I was like, that wasn't me.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
those stories.
But the touching thing is something that has happened to both of us, and it's like when someone when it's the touch that it's like from the other side, I guess, if you will, like it feels exactly like if I were to go like that, and it I mean, you know that someone touched you, but
Yeah.
you're like, but no one is here. How does
Nobody's
that
there.
happen?
You turn around, nobody's there.
And so
He turned around and nobody was there.
Yeah.
He was like on his iPad or something. He was like, Mom. This was just the other day. Remember the other day you told me somebody touched you? And then
Yeah.
you turned around and nobody was there?
Yeah.
Well, this was just the other day.
Well,
Yeah.
it's scary.
Yeah.
Just
Don't be-
remember.
don't be scared of
Just
it.
remember. It's so. First of all, if someone ever does that to you again, and you don't want them to, just like say out loud, like say, "Don't touch me." Say, "Don't touch me." Or if like you don't want, if you ever interact with something and you don't want to, say, "No, thank you. Please don't."
Thank you. That's
If it happens again, and hopefully it doesn't. Fingers crossed. Right?
Thank you so
yes.
much for
No. Thank you for
sharing.
sharing that. That's
Of course.
I mean,
I love the story with the mirrors and his grandma was there.
She helped him out. Grandma
Yeah.
Linda was in there.
which is
helping me out.
wild. Like my dad passed when I was a child, so my kids don't know my dad too. And it's like one of those things when you said that, I was like, that's exactly what it is. It's like he has no idea, but he knew it was her.
But they
Yeah.
know.
He knew it was
still
her.
know.
Yeah, like that's insane.
She was in there and helped him out.
Yeah.
Oh, and then and he goes, I don't know. My husband was asking him a question, and he goes, she went home. She had to run home or something like that.
Yeah.
She had to run home or something like she had to go back.
Wild.
'Cause he was asking her he was asking questions about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was little. He was little. Like he was holding him and they were walking
not old
away.
enough to make something up. Like
Yeah.
he would only tell you the truth because he's trying to get back to mom and dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like having a conversation with the grandma that is his grandma.
and
He
she
feels
helped him
comfortable.
out.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he was stuck in
Wild.
there.
But that's also comforting for you at the end of the day, like to think that your mom was there
Yeah.
helping him. Like
I believe she's around watching and stuff like that.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you.
Well,
so
thank
much.
you. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Yay, thank you.
We will email.
So we are here with our next guest, and we would love to hear your story today.
Hello. So I'm from California. I was at a park called El Nido Park. You can look it up. Okay, there's a train track right next to it. I was at a picnic, and for whatever reason, I totally spaced out. And a young man, I remember very clearly, he appeared to be from the 50s, and he had rolled up. He was wearing a white T-shirt, tight blue jeans, and black boots. I remember very clearly, and he had a cigarette pack rolled up in his sleeve.
Yeah.
Which was really odd because it was the 1990s.
Right. So very out of times. Yeah.
Very times, and he had that strange 1950s
Yes.
hair going on. And I guess I spaced really out, and the guy was saying, he goes, kept saying my name. And finally I came out of it, and he goes, "Where were you?" And I went, "Well, Eric was there." And I don't know who Eric is.
Wow.
And so right next to El Nido Park is a train track. And it was to the right of me, about 100 feet. And I went back there a couple months later, and I had that same feeling like I was being watched. And I remember Eric saying that you're safe. A couple months later, I was very pregnant. And same park. And I went to leave my front yard. The father, we were arguing. And I went to leave for a walk.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I tried to leave the front yard, Eric, I would hear his voice, and the demons, if I walked out of the front gate, at the street would fill with demons and blood, and it was horrible, and I had to stay in the yard. And I was told told I was safe, to stay there.
Yeah.
And I knew it was Eric's voice, and it was very strange. And it was 3 blocks from this park.
Wild.
And then the next day, somebody was found dead in that park. Which is where I used to go walking to calm down.
So you feel like maybe you encountered, let's say,
I don't know what I encountered.
A ghost, yeah, but from that guy, and he chose to protect you from.
Eric's your
guardian angel or
no, your twin flame. He's your person on the other side. I have one. His name is William.
Okay, so I think Eric was hit by a train.
Yeah.
I read somewhere that he had told me, that's what he did. He told me he had killed himself on the train tracks.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
But he attached to you in some, like...
Yes.
And he, decided he was going to keep you safe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it, guardian angel, twin flame, whatever, you're connected.
But whatever, and his soul, his spirit found you and was like, I'm gonna protect you. He knew, it's almost like he knew your life path was about to go somewhere, and he was like, I'm gonna be there and protect that.
There's some nasty little monsters on the other side of that fence.
Oh yeah, I believe that.
And that's my story.
But that's a great story, and I feel like that is. I mean, I know, like you said, you tell this to some people, they don't believe you. That is if you listen to the rest of the stories that we've collected today, you'll be like, okay, this is very similar. This is a very not fully common, but people have experiences like this.
I think more people have experiences than we realize.
Yeah.
I think it's just people are afraid because society tells us that it's one thing, when I think we're the more normal ones to experience things.
Yeah. And yeah.
And when I was little, I saw ghosts and I heard voices too. So,
Did you?
So it was very weird. But this one is the only one I knew his name, and he made sure it was very clear I knew his name.
Yeah. Has anything happened since then or in between? Do you think that
I left the area. I think he's stuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he's stuck over there.
But he took a liking to you to the point where he wanted to keep you safe, and that was
doubtful. My son is now 26.
Oh wow, so it was a while ago. Yeah.
It was a long time ago.
That is crazy though. That's a cool story.
Yeah, if you watch the new Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix, episode 2, it's about a man who has an entity with him named Becky. And he goes into places and Becky tells him what's going on and who's around, and Becky keeps him safe. And I think it's not an uncommon thing to have that, whether it's with you for a time or for forever.
Well, I know I was at a friend's house a couple years back out here, and for whatever reason, I looked over and I said, "Who's the creepy guy in the corner?" And he goes, "There's a creepy." I'm like, "Yeah, he's right there."
You could see him.
And he goes, "Stuff moves in that corner." I'm like, "There's a guy. He's creepy," and he was a very maleficent kind of
right,
and you can
heavy.
tell. Yeah.
He was very heavy, and he got very angry with me in that corner.
Well, you describing he was heavy just tells a lot. It means you can read energy well, and have you ever considered the fact that you might have medium abilities?
I actually, when I was in my 20s, I told them to stop talking to me.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's not fun,
They get in the way of daily life.
1000%, yeah. And you have to set the ground rules.
Yeah, you're
and be
a
able
lighthouse.
And you have to be able to turn it on and off. So I'm a medium too, and it's something where you experience and people think you're insane. I've gone my whole life with people thinking I'm crazy, telling my friends of things I've experienced, and people think you're.
They do. When I was a little kid, I heard voices and hands came through walls.
Yeah.
And it
wild.
It was uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's I don't know, it's something that I feel if you were ever open to reopening yourself to, maybe you've had too many negative experiences, but it might be something you could,
Well, I do know one last story. I was living in a house years and years ago. It was again in Los Angeles. And the bottom half of a woman, just her legs, walked around the house, and she was creepy.
The what?
The it's a Filipino lure.
Oh,
but she was very she didn't tell me her name. She just said that she died there.
Yeah. And it was the bottom half.
It was just the bottom half.
So she's saying that there is we talk a lot about how there's lore and legend all over the world, and how when you actually comes from somewhere, and when you look at it, a lot of times that things that are lore and legend in one country or the same in another, just either not recognized or called something else.
That's common, yes.
And so she's saying that she knows of one in the Philippines that is that it's a bottom half of a woman that is a common thing, and that's probably what you experienced.
And it was actually, strangely enough, it was just from her knees down.
Interesting.
Wild.
And I don't understand why,
Did you hear her footprints?
No.
No, you just saw her.
Well, again, it might go back to stop talking to me.
I feel a lot goes back to that. When you tell them, spirits can be depending on the spirit, but most of the time, if you tell them to stop, especially if you are a person who experiences it and you say stop, you can shut it down. If you know how, you can shut it down. And I feel that's what you've done is shut it down, and then you'll have your moments where it opens back up, and then you're absolutely not, don't do this again. But
yeah, and it makes me uncomfortable when they're like, yeah, I was killed here. Okay, that's nice.
Yeah. You're like, okay, I guess I don't want to know. Please no.
I'm not part of it. I can't fix it. Please stop.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Which we understand
I think the Eric story is I call it the Eric story, but if you want to look at the park, it's L-E-L less, and then it's N-I-D-O.
Yep.
In El Nido Park. And there's a train track right next to it.
But I do feel like he just decided, like, he took a liking to you for whatever reason. Like, you were there and he decided, like, he was like, okay, I'm going to protect you from, like, he knew you had some rough patches to go through, and he was like, I'll make sure you're safe.
And then he was interesting. He definitely was not from this decade.
Yeah. Which, that's wild. We had a story earlier where it sounded like they almost went through like a time slip, and they were in like a portal on the beach where it was like people in like
old-fashioned
things. So it's like very interesting to hear, because like at first that's where I thought we were going, was time slip kind of thing.
No, I just remember his outfit, but there's no blood on it. But I do remember the cigarette patch and his left.
Yeah.
If it was my right, so it would be his right shoulder.
Yeah.
And I thought it was weird, like you didn't have a flippin' pocket.
Right.
Because they used to do that in like the 50s.
Yeah, and I didn't know anything about it. And I was like, I looked it up and I'm like, oh, that was
what that was.
And
yeah.
It was very greaser-esque.
Yes. Yeah. No, that was where my head went first. Was like Grease, like Kaniki or what.
But it wasn't. But they didn't do it in Greece.
And how do I even know that?
To my knowledge, they did.
Yeah, no.
I think
the hair. It's the hair. That's the t-shirt, the blue jeans, the hair.
And it was very 50s.
Very 50s.
But he did say he killed himself on the tracks.
Yeah.
And his name was Eric.
Wild.
Interesting. I wonder if you'll ever run into Eric again, if that's something you even would want to.
I would probably have to go back home.
Yeah.
I actually don't go to that park.
Well, you think he's stuck there, is what you said.
I think he's stuck. So I feel like if I've walked by a couple times and there's like this like creepy feeling, and I'm like,
right.
Well, okay, I'm good. I'm gonna stay on this side of the fence.
Right. Like you just don't want to. Yeah. You don't want to go there if you don't have to.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. It makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thank you. Seriously, thank you so much for this. That was awesome.
And
all right. So you guys, we are here with Wes Anderson, the plumber, not the director. Correct?
Correct.
Yes. And he has a story for us.
Well, it was probably in the fall of 91. We were out playing football out not too far from here on Case Road down near Rochester.
Mm-hmm.
And we had just got done playing football out in the yard, and I was one of the last ones to come in. We gathered up the football, and I heard this strange noise. It was like a whooshing, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And my cousin that was behind me, we turned around, and there was this huge black bird flying below the tree lines right on Case Road. Its wingspan was as wide as the road, or maybe even wider, just barely missing the trees. And it didn't seem like it was going very fast watching it, but then there was a tow truck, and the tow truck was going super fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we know the bird was going fast, but it was so huge it just
you
looked
couldn't
like
tell.
Right. And it was tailing it, the tow truck, and it was all black. For many years, I associated it with the Thunderbird.
Right.
But recently, I've learned that there's a mythical bird around here also that is the blackbird. It's just a huge, like, crow-like thing.
Oh.
Yeah. So maybe do some research on that bird.
Yeah.
But for so long, I thought I saw the Thunderbird, but there was no storm, there was no lightning, so that part never made sense.
Right.
Why I would see the Thunderbird without a storm. So
wow,
yeah, that's my story. That's
that's a good one. I mean, we love a cryptid story. We don't get a lot, and so like hearing in that to
and when
me
we
as
do,
a
it's
cryptid,
usually Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Which are fantastic stories, but to hear one that's different than that is
because my first thought was Thunderbird. It was like when you said that, I was like, okay, this is Thunderbird or Bat Squatch. Was the other one that is in this?
Bat Squatch.
Yeah, it's the blackbird. I think that's
the blackbird.
The blackbird.
Yeah, and it's a huge crow-like bird.
Wild. Okay, we'll have to look into that because that's one I don't even know about. But that's like that. I mean, scary but cool experience.
Yeah.
Like one to have to tell. That's fun.
I'll never forget it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Did you have any sort of feeling when you saw this thing? Was there a feeling, like a sense of fear or a sense of comfort? Or
no, just awe. Just like
awe.
I couldn't even believe what I was seeing.
Yeah.
It was even difficult to comprehend.
Right.
Yeah.
Probably took you a while to process.
Yeah.
Yeah. wild.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for coming on and
Fantastic.
telling
Yeah,
us.
thanks
That was
for having me.
amazing.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that a lot.
Hi guys, this is Raina. I just wanted to pop on real fast. That last story was actually from another vendor at the market. He is the owner of Cutout Creations PNW, and last week they had their U-Haul stolen with $60,000 worth of their products, and they rely on these markets to pay their bills and are unfortunately being put in a really terrible spot. Police is involved, insurance is trying to help, but they're not doing a great job. I'm going to put the GoFundMe link in the description of this episode. And also, their Venmo name is at Cutout Creations PNW. So CUTOUTCREATIONS PNW. And if you have anything to spare, donate to them. They are on the verge of being homeless. Lots of news stations are covering this for them, but they're really not getting anywhere. This is what they do to survive. They have 2 young kids, so anything that you can do will help. Thank you guys. Oh my God, what a fun day, Megan.
That was so much fun. We got to dress up. All of the little chicklins were there. We got to meet all of you guys.
We almost got taken out by a windstorm.
Oh, there was that part too.
Yeah, that was touch and go for a minute, honestly.
I was more worried about the tattoo place next door to us. That their stuff all blown over. I'm like, well, you don't want to be windy and be getting a tattoo.
And it was a legit windstorm. Like, people's tents were flying. We were all required to have like 15 to 25 pounds on each leg, and people's tents were still flying away. It was so bad. And yeah, tattoo people next door were on the struggle bus.
But yeah, no, it was a great day all together. There was some little hiccups, definitely, but you know what? We got to meet the people. Everybody seemed happy. There was a ton of people at this market.
Yeah, and thank you so much. Like, we met so many new people. We had some old friends come to see us, like our BFF Kadrian, who told us about that last cider, stopped by to see us. We had some people we had met at the farmers market before. Like, just super fun to get to interact with, like, friends, family, new lunatics, old lunatics, current lunatics. We're all lunatics.
All the lunatics.
I mean, who doesn't want to be a lunatic? I want to be a lunatic all the time.
I mean, we are lunatics.
I mean, we are.
That's why we do what we do.
Duh. So you guys, make sure you check us out on all the social medias. You know where to find us. Lunatic Soup Podcast on all the Instagram, TikTok, YouTubes.
LunaticSoupPodcast@gmail.com. If you want to write us in a story, please and thank you. That would be great. I'd love to read your stories online. I'm collecting stories, so hopefully just have an episode of listener stories.
Yep, that's our goal. And just make sure you go get yourself some lunatic soup because 'tis the season. It is almost Halloween time.
And remember, in this crazy world,
it's good to be a lunatic.
Bye.
Bye.